never dies. And they are back for another round of competition. But do you remember what happened last season? Here is a recap breaking down all the big moments from Cobra Kai Season 5. Because Miyagi-Do lost the All-Valley tournament, and because of their deal with Cobra Kai, Daniel assembles the kids to let them know he is closing the dojo, explaining it's to keep them safe. Chozen is living with the LaRussos, who is assisting Daniel in taking down Terry Silver. The two begin their stakeout when Chozen recognizes the style of karate Silver is performing and informs Daniel about Silver's master and the controversial style. Cobra Kai now has more students, and so Silver needs more senseis. And who do we see entering the dojo? Chozen. Infiltration! Meanwhile, Miguel arrives in Mexico in the hope of finding his dad. He finds a man he thinks is his dear old father, but this guy is bad news. He calls Sam, who's upset he abandoned her at the tournament. The conversation does not go well, and oh so coincidentally, Miguel comes across a man whose name happens to be Hector, which Hector Salazar is his dad's name, by the way. Miguel follows him and ends up saving his young son from getting hit by a car. Grateful, the family invites Miguel to dinner to thank him, and Hector reveals his last name is Salazar. What are the odds? Also in Mexico are Johnny and Robbie. Why are they in Mexico? Well, to Robbie, it's a father-son bonding trip, but for Johnny, he's also trying to find Miguel. Johnny hoped this trip would better things between the boys, but of course, Robbie is disappointed. Johnny knows he failed Robbie and Miguel, and he's trying to fix his mistakes. Johnny gives Robbie an out and tries to send him home, but Robbie decides to stay after helping his dad take down some tourists who were trying to steal from them, and the two do get to share a genuine bonding moment as father and son. Silver introduces the new senseis to the students, and Tori reveals to Silver she knows about him paying off the committee to make sure Cobra Kai wins. Chozen reveals to Silver he's familiar with his specific style of fighting, and Silver invites him to his house. Chozen tries to figure out Silver's true intentions, to which he gives a vague response to his plan. Later, Silver discovers who Chozen is and instructs the other senseis to fight him. Of course, they are no match, and Chozen demands Silver go no further with his plans. Back in Mexico, Miguel learns Hector doesn't even know he has a son. He confronts his mom about the secret, thinking his dad is a good guy, but actually, Miguel comes to learn his mom was right all along when he sees Hector's personality completely change over his suspicions that Miguel was reporting his shady business practices. Johnny and Robbie find Miguel, who is having a hard time learning the truth about his dad. Luckily, Johnny is there to take him home. Silver confronts Daniel about his sabotage. Thinking Silver will recruit old partners, Daniel and Chozen go to check up on Mike Barnes. Daniel overhears a conversation which makes Barnes sound like a bad guy, but in reality, he owns a furniture store. Barnes explains how his life changed after the All-Valley and feels regret for what he did to Daniel. As a way to help Daniel, Barnes reveals Silver used an attorney for some shady deals. Silver is aware Daniel tried to contact his attorney, and the next thing we see is Barnes' furniture store up in flames. After getting sick at breakfast, Carmen tells Johnny she might be pregnant. They go to the store to pick up a test, but Johnny thinks he may not be ready for this baby, which makes Carmen nervous. Johnny wants to be different and turns to Google for lessons on parenting, and good thing because Carmen is pregnant. Now that Miguel's back, he knows he has to clear things up with Sam. Sam sends him a "we should talk" text, and immediately Eli and Dimitri think a breakup is on the horizon and go with Miguel to pick out jewelry as an apology gift. Sam is also getting advice from Yaz and Moon. Miguel seeks advice from Johnny, who tells him to own up to your mistakes and tell the truth. That's actually some decent advice from Johnny. Miguel goes and has an honest conversation with Sam, who also owns up to her mistakes, but reveals karate has affected so much in her life, she needs time away from karate and Miguel to find herself. Oh no, Miguel! And he got the octopus necklace! That's their thing! Heartbreaking. With a baby on the way, Johnny is looking for a job. He gets set up with a phone and some rideshare and food delivery jobs thanks to Dimitri, but he's not doing great. Our karate kids are all at the water park today, and Sam runs into Miguel. They're still friends, but oh boy is it awkward. Robbie tries to convince Tori and Kenny to take a break from Cobra Kai. Anthony has a run-in with Kenny, who is still teaching him a lesson for the way he treated him. Things get tense, but Tori steps in to prevent a fight. But the peace doesn't last, and the two dojos challenge each other to a race down the slides. Hawk accuses Cobra Kai of cheating, which results in an almost fight, which results in everyone getting kicked out. Even though Tori tried to keep the peace, she won't walk away from Cobra Kai, which makes Robbie walk away from her. Also, despite what happened in Mexico, there are still problems between Robbie and Miguel, which makes Johnny's news harder to share. Daniel runs into Silver at a charity event and is worried about ruining Amanda's day. Silver tries to make Amanda think Daniel is the one causing trouble. Later, there's an auction in which Silver buys the bonsai trees Daniel donates and takes the opportunity to spread the message of Cobra Kai. Daniel thinks Silver is spreading lies about Amanda, and Daniel fell right into the trap and caused a scene. Amanda is furious by the rivalry. She doesn't want any more of it, and so she's taking her space and she's taking the kids. Johnny arranges a lunch for Robbie and Miguel in the hope of fixing their relationship. Unfortunately, a single meal won't fix their issues. Johnny keeps trying though, and even arranges an escape room to try and get them to work together. Daniel gets a note that indicates there may be more to the story about how Kreese ended up in prison. Daniel meets Stingray, who is back in Cobra Kai, and after seeing his new luxurious home, Daniel tries to get Stingray to tell the truth about what happened to him. Amanda and the kids are visiting family when Amanda's cousin Jessica shows up. You remember Jessica, right? Amanda opens up about troubles with Daniel over karate, but Jessica reveals how terrorized Daniel was by Silver. She convinces Amanda to cut Daniel some slack. Daniel seeks out Johnny's help to convince Stingray to come clean, but Johnny has moved on and has other things to worry about. They exchange advice, and Daniel realizes while he can't stand letting Silver win, it's not worth losing his family over. Johnny proposes Miguel and Robbie fight out their issues, and wouldn't you know it? This is the thing that finally allows them to address their past mistakes. Johnny accidentally announced he and Carmen are having a baby, and they are both excited about it. Daniel goes to make amends with Stingray and runs into Silver. Daniel may be done, but Silver isn't, and he shows Daniel no mercy. It's revealed Tori was behind the note that led Daniel to Stingray, and she's also been visiting Kreese, who has a plan to take down Silver. A new sensei is in town, and she is the granddaughter of Silver's former sensei. Silver is bringing in these new senseis to take over other karate dojos in the valley, including the dojo Devin is currently a student at. Amanda, Johnny, and Chosen gather to figure out a way to stop Silver, but Daniel has chosen to step away. After Johnny and Chosen attempt to stop Silver's expansion themselves, they realize they need Daniel. Everyone gathers at Miyagi-Do to convince Daniel to not give up, that he didn't fail them, and they need him to continue the fight to stop Silver. With the team back together, Amanda suggests working with Kreese. He knows Silver and would know his weaknesses. Johnny and Daniel visit Kreese in prison, and Daniel offers to get Kreese a lawyer in exchange for information on Silver. Kreese shares Silver wanted to compete in the Sekai Taikai, a huge tournament that would take Cobra Kai global, but Kreese turned Silver down. Daniel lies to Kreese, keeping him in jail, but taking the info with him. Sneaky, sneaky. Sam and Miguel are back at the same dojo, and so is Robbie, who Hawk and Dimitri still hate. Chosen is training the students, and their lesson involves coming together to protect eggs. Silver and Sensei Kim are looking for leaders and tasks their students with challenging the senseis. While Tori is trying to protect Devin, Silver convinces Kenny to stand up to Kyler and become leader. Members of the Sekai Taikai show up to assess Cobra Kai for entry into the competition. Miyagi-Do interrupts to pitch themselves, and the committee agrees to review both dojos. Both dojos get to work presenting their training, techniques, and skill. The committee wants to see how they compete. Sam and Tori are selected to be the female representatives, and Hawk and Kenny are the male representatives. The boys match goes first, and it looks like the refs are once again paid off by Silver. Kenny uses a move taught by Silver to knock Hawk out, and the refs deem Cobra Kai the winner. It's now the girls' match, but Tori has disappeared. Devin steps in to take her place, but is no match for Sam. The committee is impressed with both dojos, and they all qualify for the Sekai Taikai. The Miyagi Fang students throw a party to celebrate, and Tori shows up to confess about the All Valley. Daniel thinks everyone can take a moment to relax. They go out, have a good time, and Chosen even opens up to Daniel about his feelings for Kumiko. The night is coming to an end, but the boys decide to keep the party going, but their limo has been hijacked. The Miyagi Fang students tried to convince Stingray to come clean about what happened with Silver. Stingray reveals the truth about Kreese and Silver, a la D&D campaign. The truth is now revealed, but Sam is upset how Tori's lie set everyone back. Miguel explains it was a big step for Tori to confess, and Sam pays Tori a visit, who is icing her hand after being tested by Silver and Kim. Sam is willing to hear her out, and they come up with a plan to prove Silver was the one who assaulted Stingray. Kreese is in therapy and is reflecting on his past. He goes to stop a fight and gets stabbed. Is that really the end of John Kreese? Barnes is the one who hijacked the limo and is upset with Daniel for getting him caught up in the karate war. Fed up, Barnes, Chosen, and Johnny leave Daniel behind and head to Silver's place to end this fight. Barnes is knocked out almost immediately, while Johnny fights the many senseis and Chosen fights Silver. The kids come up with a plan to steal security footage of the assault. They get in, but Silver is alerted about the break-in at the dojo. The kids discover part of the tape has been erased, but Tori suggests another clip they can use. Cobra Kai arrives to ambush the Miyagi Fangs. The Miyagi Fangs are fending off the Cobra Kai so Dimitri can upload the clip to YouTube. While finishing the upload, Hawk drops the iPad, and Miyagi Fang quickly puts into practice their lesson and protects the egg, and the video is uploaded successfully with all of Cobra Kai seeing Silver confess about cheating at the All Valley. Silver shows up at the dojo and thinks this means nothing, but Daniel knows it's the end, and the two have a final fight. Daniel uses training he learned from Silver to take him down. Silver loses and the Cobra Kai shed their gear. It's over. In the aftermath, Tori and Robbie reconnect, Miguel and Sam say they love each other, and Silver is being arrested. We return quickly to the jail where we see Kreese being examined by the doctor. But it was all a trick. Kreese is alive and well and escapes prison with a smile on his face. And that's the end of Cobra Kai Season 5. If you want to keep up with all things Cobra Kai, be sure to check out the links down below. I'm Veronica Valencia, and remember, strike first, strike hard, no mercy.